Well, good morning, y'all, and welcome back to the Chesapeake Arboretum here in Chesapeake, Virginia. I am out here. Actually, I was collecting some plants from a colleague of mine, and he set them out for me in a little secret spot, so I was out here collecting it. But yes, the Arboretum is definitely a different beast in the spring. I normally come out here during the winter, so everything is dormant and you really don't see the greenery outside of the evergreens. But spring is definitely here, despite our ills dealing with the current pandemic. Life continues outside of that. It's refreshing to see. I've been holed up in the house for, I want to say, going on 3 weeks now. Let me see here. I started working from home the end of March. So yeah, we're going into almost the 4th week here that I've been in the house. Of course, Officer Thick is an essential employee, being a cop. And so he is doing his cop thing, albeit he is very bored. The action isn't happening quite like it used to when everything was normal. But Officer Thick was able to spike strip some tires, so he was pretty happy about that. He came home that night very excited that he was able to be a factor in an effective arrest of the stolen car thieves. At the same time, he was a bit disappointed earlier in the week. He had a stolen car take off on him, but of course he rides in a big expedition, and the car that he was going up against was a GTI, so there was just no way he was catching up. I believe he said once they turned and got on the highway, they hit it, and he was just so disappointed. But you can't catch them all, Officer Thick. I've been featuring my pictures from my Virginia State Park Challenge on Instagram. So that's about 40 days worth of pictures. And between that and Foodie Friday, I was hoping that maybe the whole Rona may have passed through by then and I can get back on my regular hiking schedule, which is once a week. But the news is just kind of depressing. I know there are cases of good news going on, but it's just not enough to combat what I'm hearing every day. And then just some of the changes going on, taking things for granted. That makes me sad. Let's sniff this and see if that's the... I'm not really sure, but something's giving off a fragrance around here. But anyway, there are just instances where, I'm more appreciative of what I had in times past. Let's get a photo op right here. Meaning, I would go to the grocery store and I would have regular items that I would purchase that are no longer regularly available right now. So things that I've been taking for granted, Pillsbury refrigerated cookie dough. That was a regular item that I would have on my grocery list. And right now, I can't find any. And that just makes me upset because Toll House, to me, doesn't taste nearly as good as the Pillsbury cookie dough. So I'm making do with the Toll House. I miss Cinnabon. When I was highly stressed out, I would go to the mall and get my Cinnabon. I can't even remember last time we saw toilet paper. It's been several weeks. But just taking things for granted, just the littlest things. The brands that you enjoy are just no longer on the shelves, and you have to make do with the competition. and I'll be more appreciative of things if we ever go back to normal. So I believe I came off of here and went this way. Let's go this way. We had a good rainfall yesterday, so the trails are particularly muddy today. It looks like a little beaver down there. So either this is wind damage or beaver damage. It looks like beaver damage because you can see some damming going on, and I didn't bring my camera with the long lens to get it. He or she is right there, and actually that looks like it was just cut by a chainsaw. That's too smooth for a beaver. Yeah, so I apologize, Mr. Beaver, if this was cut by chainsaw. I wonder why they're getting rid of all the tulip poplars around here. I'm not 100% sure. We did have a huge windstorm back-to-back days. I want to say last week, maybe a couple weeks ago. And maybe there was such significant damage, or the tree had fallen, that they went on ahead and chopped the rest of it up. I don't know. But really, the only thing that's helping me maintain my sanity, you know, I get out every so often. This is, like I said, my first time being out in probably 3 going on 4 weeks. I just go to the grocery store and I come home. I have been to the garden center on a couple of occasions because I do maintain my garden still, but that's about it. So doing little things like this every once in a while, and then of course maintaining my vegetable garden. And I'm putting in some flowers as well this year, helping me maintain my sanity. I've been gardening for going on 12 years now, and I just find joy in it. I came into gardening when the recession hit in about 2007, 2008, but I didn't do it because I was afraid of, you know, the food shortage or anything. I just took it up. I saw somebody when I was in undergrad. I saw a woman operating her farm, and I was like, man, that's what I wanted to do someday. And you know, it's been so long now. I haven't given up on that goal. I actually have the means to start looking for farm property, but man, is it expensive to own land down here. Well, not own it, but to purchase it. Being so close to Virginia Beach, you have Amazon setting up warehouses and distribution centers down here. Things are getting expensive, even in the rural parts. But I have not given up on my dream. I would love to own my farm one day, but right now I'm kind of afraid to pull the trigger. You know, I find properties and it's like, oh my God, I want to do that, but I don't know how stable everything is right now. Speaking of, I did start my gardening channel. Well, it's not a how-to garden channel. It's just essentially following our lives, trying to get our outdoor living space together. So right now we're in a rental property, and the backyard is just a mess. Of course, not a lot of renters do anything on property, but we're trying to get it together so that we can feel like we're coming home. Officer Thick does a lot of barbecuing or grilling. Of course, I do a lot of vegetable gardening, and so we've kind of come up with this channel, The Plant Lady and the Fuzz. I'll put the link to the channel below. So if you just want to see our home lives for not necessarily inside the house, but our outdoor living space. Yeah, go ahead and give us a like, or subscribe, I should say. Well, it's not even a waterfall, it's a culvert. I should have known better. There are no waterfalls down here. But this is the best we're going to do here in southeastern Virginia. But yeah, really not much else going on in our lives. We're just simply chilling at home, getting along well with each other, and just taking our time and getting to know each other even more so. We're coming up on our 2-year anniversary here soon. Don't know how we're going to celebrate. I don't think we'll be going anywhere as far as restaurants. He might even be working. I'm not even sure. Oh yeah, it feels so good to get out and get some exercise, because really, if we're not working, we are eating and chilling somewhere, and that is not good for the waistline. So you know, hiking like this isn't exactly going to wear off the pounds, but it's good to get off my ass for a little bit. But it looks like we are back at the park entrance. Sorry for rambling on, guys. I just had so much on my mind. But I hope you're getting out. I hope you and your family are staying safe, aren't going too nutty, being holed up in the house. I know I've read stories of people who are just not doing well mentally inside the house, being cooped up inside the house, especially when you're alone. It's tough times. So don't be afraid to reach out to somebody. You know, those mental health and suicide lines are still open for calling. But I still hope that you, your family, your friends, your colleagues, whoever is in your life that you like, are doing well. I'm getting ready to head back to the parking lot, and I'll catch up with you on the next adventure, whenever that may be, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.